All right, from the two box, it's time to box out with Kurt Rambis. Heat and Spurs in Miami, not in the box score. Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and Green. Coach Popovich sending them home to rest. It's the end of a long road trip. Here's what Coach Popovich had to say. He said, if I was taking my 6-year-old son or daughter to the game, I'd want him or her to see everybody, and if they weren't there, I'd be disappointed. So I understand that perspective. Hopefully, people in that position will understand my perspective, what my priority is, the basketball team, and what's best for it. So, Kurt, it's his team. He's got multiple rings. What makes this a bigger deal than some fans being disappointed?
Well, it's a big deal for the league because they want to showcase marquee players, especially when they're on national television. So I understand David Stern, commissioner of the NBA's reservation, in not wanting to set a precedent where all teams are doing this. But Coach Popovich did the right thing for his team. He has to manage his team through a long season. They've already played 11 road games already so far this season, and he has to manage them through this 82-game schedule and, in their perspective, through the NBA Finals, which ends sometime in the middle of June. So he wants to make sure that he puts his team in the best-case scenario to get to that NBA Finals and win. And if it costs them a game or two throughout the regular season, then so be it. His job is to win championships for the home team, for his owner, and for their fans, as well as take care of his team.
Now Kurt said that David Stern had reservations. That's an understatement. You're in big trouble, mister, is what he had to say. I apologize to all the NBA fans. This was an unacceptable decision by the San Antonio Spurs, and substantial sanctions will be forthcoming. Right now, a highlight forthcoming. Miami unbeaten at home, and San Antonio 9-1 on the road. Bonner, Splitter, Diaw, DeColo, and Mills. That's your starting five for Coach Popovich. And when Gary Neal throws it to head to Nando DeColo after Mario Chalmers loses the handle, the Spurs are up 1. I've got DeColo on my fantasy basketball team. And then Neal hits the runner in the lane. The Spurs are up 4, and Eric Spoelstra at the break, unhappy.
What we're doing is not good enough. That is clear as day.
You think it's because maybe they have a letdown because they're not playing the big three?
Hey, we can rationalize any excuse you want. We're much better than this.
Fourth quarter, Spurs up by 4. The big three are playing for Miami, by the way. DeColo, the triple. Spurs up 7. So if you're Spoelstra, who are you going to call, Kurt?
Well, you've got to go to LeBron James, and that's what he did, especially when LeBron James is being guarded by Thiago Splitter. That's an advantage for LeBron James. DeColo goes in, turns the basketball over, and here's Miami out on a fast break. And anytime that you can get Miami in a fast break situation, they're a very dangerous team.
Dwayne Wade with 19, James 23, 9 boards, 7 assists, but the Spurs refuse to go away. Key moment right here, final 30 seconds. Spurs up 1, James almost lost it. Instead, it's Ray Allen, who's now 3 for 3 this season on game-tying or go-ahead shots in the final 24 seconds. And Neal, the deep 3 in a 3-point game, no. Wade with the rebound, and the Heat win it 105-100. So Greg Popovich, listen, here's why he sent those guys home. The 11th road game already this season, Kurt mentioned. Also, San Antonio's 6th game in 9 days, all on the road. Plus, the Spurs have a big home game Saturday against Memphis. That's a team right above it in the standings. And here's Popovich after the Miami game.
Were you aware that the commissioners already issued a statement saying there'll be substantial sanctions?
No.
Now that you know that, I told you, any reaction?
I would never react to something I don't even know about or have never read or heard.
It don't matter who's out on the floor. You know, everyone's in the NBA for a reason. And, you know, they're an extension of their guys. You know, Pop is not going to put guys out on the floor. He's not going to have guys in our organization that can't play and play the right way. So we don't underestimate anyone. You know, no matter who's out on the floor, they came and played, and we had to win the game.
It's the NBA. You know, we have the best players in the world, and they're well coached. And, you know, I mean, sometimes it's tough to play teams that have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Spurs have a pretty good bench, right?
Absolutely.
Now, when it's all said and done, what do you have to say about it all?
You know, it's interesting that Coach Popovich took his team and decided that they needed some rest. But I played in the 80s. I played when Kareem was 400 years old. Magic Johnson was averaging almost 48 minutes a game. And Pat Riley was killing us every single day in practice. And we were flying commercially. We never had days off. We never took games off. So you know, it's kind of interesting that the tide has changed in terms of giving players days off, practices off, and the mentality of coaches and players in the league today.